so we will see.
As do I. So, introducing the first of these two players in the top right, representing the awesome team Psystorm, it is GuMiho, the Towel Terran.
That's him. And bottom left, it is the one true Dong. It is DongRegu. Oh, a little anime PFP there.
Oh my gosh, who was it last event that had like had a cat girl or something? It was, wasn't it a Protoss?
I think it was. I think it was a Korean toss. I don't remember who specifically, but once again, I don't know who that is. I watched some anime, but not enough to recognize that one.
No, me neither, but...
Yeah. DongRegu, I like him a lot. I want him to get back to where he was in 2013 and 14, but that is a hard ask after military, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Spoilers alert for the GSL. I know I already gave it away by saying he's been doing pretty good, but yeah, he advanced into the round of 10.
Nice.
So
that's impressive. That's more than I was expecting from him out there, so that's great.
Yeah. He beat some good players in it too, I want to say. So yeah, DongRegu and both GuMiho looking good. That's why I thought this was going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, I concur. GuMiho, known for meching, not all the time, but he is one of those players that will mech at least every once in a while against Zerg. So 16, 18, 17 here from DongRegu. I watched a little bit of a tournament from 2010 on YouTube the other day.
Which tournament?
God, I can't remember what it was, but it was 2010, so it wasn't... It was super early. Like, Starcraft 2 was so new.
Wow.
But it was a Fruit Dealer, Zerg player, versus Hope Torture, a Terran player.
Okay.
But, it was so slow. It took forever to get anything going. And the Terran just kind of sat back and mech'd up on, like, tanks and Thors and stuff. And I was like, this is such a weird... I don't remember this style being a thing back then, but apparently it was.
Yeah, 2010 was wild times, that's for sure.
Yeah, and
wild.
I was gonna say the Ultralisk models were also huge back then too. They were like as big as a barracks.
Really, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it was really intimidating to watch them crush through like Marine and tank lines. Anyway,
I think they were reduced before I got into the game. I want to.
They were reduced pretty early on because their model was ginormous, and it was like, maybe we don't need. We don't need them to be as big as entire buildings.
Yeah. As far as the opener goes for GuMiho here, we have got a very quick 3 racks after a straight into reactor build. So the Terran players foregoing the Reaper, just letting the Zerg do a Zergy thing, but he's going to have a lot of bio early on.
Which is fine. Bio, the pretty much standard way to go here. I think Hellions are... traditionally, I guess, more common in this matchup, at least 2 or 4. So maybe he'll catch DongRegu off guard with a Marine push or a drop.
Yeah.
We will see.
DongRegu sees the one Marine. Oh, he's obviously seen the lack of a Reaper so far. He's seen no Hellions yet, so he's going to be suspicious, that's for sure. Whether he can fill in the blanks, though, I'm not too sure. The Marine count is going on up here for GuMiho, as we expected, with his high amounts of early production. So he's going to be able to cross the map. He's starting to move out already, knowing that when he gets there, his combat shield and stim are going to be almost done. And is DRG going to be ready for this?
This feels old school to me. This feels like Heart of the Swarm kind of Marine timings.
Yeah, Terrans have been busting this out a little bit more lately. Looks like the Overlord did just suicide in, so this has been seen by DRG, but whether he's going to be ready for this is going to be some serious damage, potentially, as this is 20-odd Marines with combat shield. Stim's now going to be finished up.
Done.
It's all about the right time to stim, and there it is. GuMiho just goes right on in. Lings are going to get on top of the Marines, preventing them from just targeting down those Queens, although a few of them already fell. That was an interesting trade.
Yeah, I think that went much better for DRG possibly than we were expecting it to. So, got the speedlings in, had enough queens to handle it, and GuMiho's going home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going home. Now, he lost 10 Marines there, so it's not like he got wiped. He traded out for some queens and lings. But yeah, he definitely didn't get too much done. And now it's just waiting on the Medivacs as the Terran. But he's a 2-base Terran, so he's going to be under pressure to get something done.
Yeah, it's going to be lings and queens for now. Baneling Nest is about 50% complete. It's a lot of creep tumors going down to this early Marine pressure. But I don't feel like DRG is in very much trouble here.
No, he throws up a 4th base against a 2-base Terran. GuMiho's now got his 3rd on the way, but it's quite delayed compared to what you can get as the Terran. So yeah, GuMiho is going to be under pressure to get something done with these Medivacs once they group up with the army. There's the first one out, there's the second.
Hey, what's up, Aki? Aki's in chat, here to help us keep track of who's contributing to the Matcherino, which there should be a code for tonight, but it wasn't showing up earlier, but maybe it'll show up while we're casting.
I did reach out to the Matcherino guys.
All right.
Yeah, regardless, though, you can always grab the replays and such or contribute to the Matcherino. All the money goes towards the players. Okay, a few banelings out for DRG now. He's got 4 in total, so not that high of an amount. They don't have speed. So this is all of a sudden a bit of a nasty push by the Terran. Potentially just going to try and get the 4th base of the Zerg. We already see DRG, though, to counteract this, has got a base going up on the left side, expecting this loss. I love the decision to throw that down, the anticipation there, knowing what situation he's in.
Yeah, Medivac healing up quite nicely on these Marines. The banelings are trying to get enough of them to be... There you go. Now we're just going for it. We're going to try to break all sides, though. That flank from the backside, too, really, really good. So everybody's dead. Tank's dead. Medivac does manage to pick up and unload some people in a fairly safe location, but they're no longer threatening that 4th base.
Yeah, that was a great play. DRG not only secures up his 4th base, his 5th base is going to be finishing up soon. There's a drop going in for GuMiho, but it seems a little bit of a jumble. There's a tank and a few Marines, but I don't think it's going to be enough to lock down this position as Lings already get on top of that. Medivac's being focused down already. Some drones are going to go down, and he does move towards the natural, so he is getting some damage done. But DRG should be able to get a lid on this.
Yeah, and the trick here is that he's got Baneling speed done, which is super helpful in situations like these, but I don't know, main base still has Marines dropping on top of those queens. That queen, and still threatening from the high ground. 18 drones have gone down. DRG still leads the worker count 56 to 55. And this is some super concentrated pressure from GuMiho.
Yeah, great play by GuMiho. Actually knocking down the drone count of DRG. He's below 60, which is not where you want to be as the Zerg, and all of a sudden another push is going to be coming in for the Terran. So when it looked like or at least it looked like to me that he had a pretty solid hold there, all of a sudden those drops really did throw DRG for a loop. Now he's in trouble as his push is coming in towards his 4th base. GuMiho is now going to be dropping the 5th while this is going on. The Zerg is just going to just has enough, decides to surge forward. Can he clean this up? He halts
most
the
of
push,
it. He pushes it away far enough, but now it's back in for round 3.
Yeah, look at this drop still going on at this 4th base. A queen potentially going to be a victim here to these 4 Marines. Yeah. GuMiho's getting a lot of work done. DRG is finally thinking of trying to get some counter damage done, as there really hasn't been any this entire game, but there's plenty of units here for the Terran.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like this is the best way to deal with a Zerg player, is just pressure and never let go.
Yeah.
I mean, especially around this time when they don't have tier 3 out, it takes, these attacks will slow down their ability to get Hive Tech out and Infestors and Ultras and things. So the longer you can keep them on this kind of Lingbane Queen stuff, while macroing back home, the better off it's going to be for you.
Oh, great positioning there by GuMiho. Catches the Lings of DRG, gets a couple Banelings even too. That could have potentially been a very nasty counterattack if GuMiho is out of position. His 3rd base is very undefended. There's a 4th base building there. This drop restarts with only one of the Marines surviving, but...
Dude, that guy's got 12 kills!
Oh my god. 13 now. What a Marine. That is a Marine right there. Lings, however, are being caught by DRG. This is tons of supply he's losing. His creep spread has been pushed back this entire game. He's just 1 tumor out from his 4th base. GuMiho's going to be able to push here soon, and I'm not sure DongRegu's going to have the stuff to hold on.
The 2-2's pretty huge, and that just finished for DongRegu here. If these Banelings can finish, that'd help immensely. But okay, those are nice connections. That helps a lot.
Yeah, the 2-2, as you said, could be the make or break here for DongRegu. He's got a decent number of things. There's a lot of Marines in really good positioning here from GuMiho.
I think he's got enough to handle it. I don't think he's worried about it. Queen's providing a lot of that DPS there, and then going for it and wrapping her on that backside. That's what you got to do here.
Yeah, the 2-2 really showing here for the Zerg. GuMiho has no choice but to get out of there, but he doesn't really get out of there with anything. Great defense by DongRegu.
All right, so there's your hive timing, as I was talking about. Getting up here, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult for GuMiho. Start things like lurkers. Oh, there you go. Lurker den getting started now.
Yeah, oof. Look at the drone count, though, for DongRegu. I mean, he's only at 65. Just a second or two ago, he was sub 60 again. So his economy really is in a rough spot. He's not mined from that 5th base all game, whereas the 4th base is now up and mining for the Terran. So DRG does not have that many resources to work with here. Medivac's potentially going to spot this counterattack. That is a big, big deal. That GuMiho got a heads up on that. Repositions his units right away. All this game could take is one counterattack by DongRegu, and all of a sudden, GuMiho could be dead. It's
true, but I mean, GuMiho's macroing like a god behind this. He's got 4 bases rolling, 3 3s on the way, concussive shell.
Wow, yeah, 3 Marauders on the way out of time, getting ready for transitioning in the game with something a little bit more beefy than the Marines. Lings pushed away. They're going to run towards that 4th, but they ain't going to break that planetary.
No. Wow, there's a lot of free Lings there. But again, time for Vipers to be produced. Going for that range upgrade for Lurkers too. Seismic Spines.
Yeah, I am worried about the supply here for DongRegu, though. I mean, he's up to 74 drones against a Terran with 72. He's just lost a few too many and not been able to replace them. Liberators are now harassing for GuMiho.
Man.
He's done such a good job keeping the economy of the Zerg down, and look at this, just going to town on those drones.
This has been some of the most concentrated pressure I've seen in a TvZ in a long time. GuMiho is not interested in letting up at all to any extent, forcing DongRegu to just trade Ling and Bane against Marines and losing drones. He's at 72 workers now. But I think once these lurkers come out, I think GuMiho is going to back off. We will see.
The lurkers really are strong.
He's expanding again. GuMiho, you madman.
I love it. I love it when a Terran is just able to keep up their expansion game, just not getting tunnel vision on the aggression, but then still also doing such a good job of the aggression. GuMiho really is playing quite well today so far.
Yeah, I mean, I love GuMiho, but this is more than I expected from him today, honestly. Look at these queens going down to Liberators. Wow, I mean, 2 Liberators died, but like 5 or 6 queens, and now GuMiho's got a ginormous 197 supply Marine Marauder tank group. Adaptive Talons is on the way. Yeah, that 3-3 is amazing.
Okay,
all right,
DRG.
Lurkers burrowing in. Banelings, Hydras providing a lot of damage there too. Lurkers getting focused down, but not quite getting taken out as much, and the counter push, I don't know if GuMiho wants to come back in there, and he does, and he's backing out. The Lurker Spines are huge, causing problems for him. The Ghost production has begun.
Yeah, that fight was pretty perfectly timed by DongRegu. That took place just before the 3-3 of the Terran finished, and otherwise that could have gone very, very wrong for the Zerg. We see the tank count currently at 5 for GuMiho. Terrans like to mass those up as the game goes on, along with the Ghosts. DRG is going to have to make another defense happen, but without any Ghosts really on the front lines just yet. The Lurkers are incredible for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, that range upgrade they've got is fantastic. Adaptive Talons was nerfed in that last balance patch. Doesn't burrow you quite as quickly. It's like a half-second difference, or maybe a full second, something around there.
Yeah, that patch definitely changed things up a little. I'm glad we are able to see TvZ that is starting to go the distance as this game goes on. GuMiho has got a fantastic setup outside the 4th base of DRG. Their bases can almost fit in the same frame. Actually, they can, just on the outskirts there. Goes to show how close they are. And GuMiho building turrets, tanks, and planetaries. He's defending his 5th base while also having an incredible leap-off point for pressuring the Zerg.
That said, I think the compositions here that DRG's been trying to get all game. This Lingbane Viper stuff with Hydra support in case there's Liberators.
Yeah, he is maxed out, and he's got a nasty counterattack plan. The Ghosts are there, but they are by themselves. DRG finally getting some counter damage done to the Terran, and all of a sudden, GuMiho lost the Ghost that he's been trying to power out. Viking's gonna work away on the Vipers, but GuMiho's Natural's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, suddenly it's 185 to 168 supply. Gotta come home and try to deal with this, but these Banelings are mean. They're off creep. I don't know if you can retreat here during DRG. Yeah, the natural base is toast. 16 SCVs go down. Running into the main, not really an option because of the supply depot walls, and GuMiho does manage to clean that attack up eventually, but there's still a Lurker. No! Lurker shenanigans. Lurker goes down finally there. The more Marauders you have, the worse you are against the Hydras and the Lings.
Oh my gosh, he's
which
still
is
going
what we're seeing here. Dude, backed into a corner. Marines getting produced. More Lings cruising across the map. No. Now, we have Adrenal Glands. No Adrenal for these 2-2 Lings, and no 3-3 on the way either. That might be a big deal here as the game goes on from GuMiho.
Yeah, DRG might have got a little bit too aggressive there, and GuMiho did a brilliant job of getting counter damage done, even while his natural was being ransacked. Liberators and some Marines on the other side of the map really helped keep things even, and now we see the Terran up 20 supply, as it looks like DRG might have overcommitted a little bit into that last fight. Now he's got to rebuild all those units, rebuild Lurkers, Banelings, Queens, and yeah, that's not going to be easy. And oh my gosh, GuMiho, I love how bold he's being here as he's landing a base to the right of DRG's 4th.
This is some of the most aggressive expanding. Me neither. They usually expand along the top and down the right side, not all the way down the bottom here. I mean, is that even...
love it.
If DRG could see that, he'd go take down in an instant, but he just doesn't know that it's there.
But if this gets up and turns into a planetary before the Zerg's ready, it's all of a sudden going to be a huge pain for DRG to clean up.
Wow, 176 to 156 supply now. Just absolutely wandering into Lurker Town. That was not the greatest idea he's ever had.
I was
today.
wondering what he was thinking. Like, you scanned? Are you going to go in there? Because that's a lot of Lurkers. Once the Ghosts get up, though, it's going to be a completely different story. There's currently 9 out for GuMiho.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of the more jam-packed, action-packed TvZs I've seen in a long time.
Oh my god.
This is just GuMiho got started off that 3-rack stuff and just never stopped. And look at him, he's setting up again.
Yeah, the choices and placements of his expansions too, it's a lot of confidence from the Terran just to be like, yeah, I'm not going to give the Zerg a chance to really attack those bases. And so far, DRG really hasn't been able to, even though GuMiho's basically breathing down his neck at this point.
173 to 178 supply now. Ghost production continuing. Personal cloaking on the way for those ghosts. Couple of changelings trying to wander in. SCVs execute them.
How about this, though? Both the players are pretty much just sitting back and remaxing after they bashed into each other once. We're going to see if that's going to happen just again. There's 22 Lurkers out for DRG, which is a very impressive number. And that is a lot of Lurkers.
It is so many Lurkers. Ooh, nukes in production. Yes. We get some nuke stuff coming in. I will never say no to nukes in Starcraft 2.
Ah, yes. The 1 nuke and 5 ghost production. Terran late game.
Very standard stuff here.
So
DRG expanding up the left side. So we're just kind of splitting this map diagonally, as is a little normal.
Yeah, yeah. GuMiho's expansion choice. Kind of made it, changed the pace of this game a little bit. Like, I feel like there would have been a fight already, but DRG was like, huh, there's no base here to attack.
Yeah, just kind of snuck it down there to the south. Freaked it, just made him, tricked him real good there. All right, well, we're at the time of the game where Terran starts throwing up 18,000 command centers all over the map. You even start sacrificing SCVs at this stage of the game because you have so many orbitals if you want them.
Oh,
yeah, this
nice.
ghost stuff. Yeah, this is what you need. If you don't have the ghost late game versus Zerg, you just kind of die, but they're good against everything that Zerg can do. They go Ultras, ghosts. Broodlords, ghosts. Lurkers, ghosts. Come on, nuke time. Let's do this thing. +3 missile attack is on the way. We don't see that a lot. Ducting Liberators in to get sniped. A couple Vikings in the sky too. This is an amazing start to our tournament today. This is a fantastic game.
Yeah, what a great game #1. DRG just says, now's the time. This is my moment. And EMP hits the Vipers, however, so they're not going to be a factor here. All the Overseers are gone for GuMiho, or for DRG, by the way, so he has got to get out of there. And the losses there are just disastrous. GuMiho has got what's like a legion of ghosts.
Yeah, this reminds me of a Maru versus Dart game from, I think, DreamHack Last Chance, where Maru made 22 ghosts. Lost none of them, and they were MVPs of that game for sure.
Yeah, DRG
they're strong.
He just lost so much, and he hasn't had the Zerg economy that we so often see to replace these units. Like, yeah, you can trade horribly inefficiently against the Terran, but you need to have 2 extra bases, 3 extra bases, an extra 20 workers on top of them to make that happen, but DRG
yeah, you
does not.
Can't just split the map in half and call it good. That's never going to work.
No, you can't.
Not possible. So Dongregu's got to start taking down Terran bases or something. Otherwise, he's going to get killed economically here real fast.
Yeah, and GuMiho can really do whatever he wants. He can try and push the Zerg, or he can just wait for DRG to attack on into him, because it's going to be easier for GuMiho to mine out these bases than it's going to be for Dongregu.
True fact. So this is turning into an incredible macro, a bit of a stalemate right down the middle of 2,000 Atmospheres here. Again, 2,000 Atmospheres is a great map for macro games.
Oh my god.
Not disappointing today here either.
That is so many ghosts. What do you do as a Zerg against this many ghosts?
So, I mean, yeah, it really feels simplistic to say this, but seriously, if you just split the map in half, Terran's going to win. So,
yeah,
Dongregu pushing the effort here as he needs to do, burrowing up. You can see the slower adaptive Talon burrow here, too, which it helps. It really does help in these situations.
It does, yeah. Those Lurkers not quite as speedy as they once were. Ghosts are moving forward, but it's just a matter of time till GuMiho gets an opportunity to blanket these Lurkers in snipes, and he's just waiting for it. Now he's going to move forward, sniping Overseers left, right, and center. And like DRG, he's been abducting like the odd tank here and there, and it's like, okay, that's good, until your entire army gets sniped to death.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been trying to abduct more of these ghosts. That's a pretty good target for that spell.
Yeah, oh god, another Overseer dead. How many have died this game? 11 so far. Oh, a lot of Lurkers going with
okay.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. Out of hand here. Out of hand. Ghosts are good.
The ref's calling it.
Yeah. That is 28 Lurkers that have died and 8 ghosts. The trades are super on the Terran side of the thing right now.
Yeah. Resources lost, 29,000 to 47,000, and they've got the same number of bases. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that ain't good.
+2 vehicle weapons coming in. Even getting air weapons here is GuMiho, because what else is he going to spend his money on, I guess? Oh, Liberators getting big-time shots. Ghosts aren't even necessary to wipe these Liberators out, or the Lurkers out. They need to get out of there. I think this is the beginning of the end. It's looking like GuMiho is in full control.
Yeah, DRG's lost patience. Okay,
there it is. All right, GG. What an absolutely, I don't want to call it flawless, because I don't know if there is such a thing, but almost flawless game there from GuMiho. Wow.
Yeah. That was
from start to finish.
That was pretty good. That might get in DRG's head a little bit. How good GuMiho just played there.
Absolutely. He's like, hey, DRG, you just qualified to get further in GSL, but guess what? I got what it takes, and he definitely did there in game number 1. I wonder if maybe we're going to see DRG take a different tack, maybe not just go straight up for the old 16, 18, 17, defend with queens and lings. Like, maybe something a little bit more aggressive might not be a terrible idea for him.
Yeah, that definitely is an option. Of course, there's a chance that GuMiho could think that that's coming his way too. It's all the mind games.
Yeah,
from
the
here
mind
on
games. The mind games make it tricky for sure. So we'll see what happens here on Glittering Ashes, map number 2 of this best of 5. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Be sure to check out the match arena link up top. And actually, I'm curious. Refresh. Is there a code? Still no. Dang it. Maybe they'll get it fixed. Maybe not.
Yeah, anyway, big thanks to everyone for tuning on in. And here we go into the next game. He had it a little bit rough in that last match, but he still represents his team well. It's DRG from Team NV with his... Is that a Zerg? Like...
No. I don't think that's intended to be any Zergy thing.
I mean, it kind of looks Zergy. They got the purple horns.
That's true. Could be. Maybe he merged Zerg and anime. And in the top right, from Psystorm Gaming, one of the best logos in the business, it's GuMiho.
Yeah, Psystorm Gaming, big shout out to them, by the way. They always tweet out their players' matches.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, as far as that last game goes, if it was to be played again and DRG doesn't take all that drop damage that he did, I wonder if he can win that game. Because he was behind on the economy for most of that game.
Oh, absolutely. It just never let up. I mean, obviously it'd be easier, so... We'll see. I mean, I don't know. That's what I always struggle with, is against Terrans who are just non-stop aggressive, and then I fall apart every time.
It's hard.
Super hard. Like, Cyril makes it look so easy. He's like, just get up to 3 bases and 4 bases and casually swat aside every single attack from the Terran for 12 minutes. And it's like, how? How do you do that? Yeah. I mean, there's a reason it took so long for that strategy to become super popular in StarCraft. It's because it's not easy. It's super hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that, we've seen it through StarCraft, that balance tends to favor the race that has the better late game.
Yeah, for sure.
With the highest skill cap in the sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever.
That's why we have a Zerg World Champion right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's just... And what's interesting is that Zerg was designed to be a defensive race, with queens, with creep spread, just with all the tools that were given. But for years, Zerg was like, no, we're aggressive. We're going to send ling attacks everywhere and send roaches across the map and just try to kill our opponents with Nidus worms and stuff.
Yeah.
And Blizzard was just like, that's not how we designed you. Play it the right way. And Cyril's like, fine, here you go. And then he started winning. And it was like, huh, weird.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. And we're kind of seeing that with Terrans, like how GuMiho just played a very defensive style. He wasn't really pressured to attack other than in the early and the mid game. Once he got established into that late game, he was more or less fine just letting DRG play into him.
Totally. Once he'd taken those bases in the bottom right and pretty much defended them perfectly, he's like, yeah, bring it. Bring it, DRG.
Yep.
And he couldn't, so hey.
And Terrans have been getting better and better at that lately. Okay, Reaper being a big pain in the butt for DRG here. Then a couple Hellions on the way behind this. His third command center is up. For GuMiho in a second here, so he's gone for a rather quick one of those.
Yeah, and this is more standard. This is you send the Hellions out, and then you just deal with that with queens and lings, and it's not as big of a deal. I don't know. I kind of feel like GuMiho maybe should have gone for similar levels of aggression there, but so far, not so much.
Yeah, he's saying just give me that third command center this game. And that in turn is going to give Dongregu a lot more economic freedom.
And he's got to just be like sighing a huge breath of relief right now. He's like, so I'm not getting constantly pressured by Marines from the 3-minute mark onward. Okay, good.
Oh, the Overlord's going to see it too. That is perfect for Dongregu, that scout.
Yeah, seeing that third CC.
Are still killing their Overlords in 2022.
Yeah, and good. Information gathering is everything in this game. If you know what your opponent's doing, it makes it that much easier to take them down.
Knowledge is power.
Yes. I mean, not that it can overcome a huge discrepancy in skill, because...
GuMiho's made a lot of Hellions, by the way. He is up to 8, and he is going up to 10.
Does he have an armory?
No.
What the heck, then? This is usually enough Hellions to go Hellbat, but...
DRG does not have enough lings of his natural to stop as many Hellions. Oh god, it's gonna get thirsty in here.
So he's YOLOing these Hellions in, because they're not making out of here alive. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm pretty split. Because yes, you're going to kill some drones and some lings and stuff, but you're not getting out alive, and this gives map control to the Zerg player.
This could make it, though, getting some more shots off here in the main. He's microing these Hellions, making 10 drones, 12 drones, 13 drones.
Okay, when it was 5, it was definitely great for Dongregu. Now that it's 13, not as good. But still, look, map control, no. Dongregu can drone his face off, replace all those in about 2 seconds. Spread creep now because the Hellions aren't there to deny it. I don't like that move from GuMiho at all.
I mean, GuMiho is getting up to at least another 4 Hellions, funnily enough, and he's making more!
But it's not mech because he's got 3 barracks. What is this?
Turns out if you just keep making Hellions against a Zerg who's not making roaches, they got some stand power.
They do, unless you YOLO them in and they all die. So I'm asking the weebs in my Discord server who that picture is.
Volga just enters the chat. Hey weebs, I got a question for you.
That's what I did. I took a picture, I screenshotted it and pasted it into the Discord server. And my preeminent weeb says, I don't recognize her at all. If you had to guess, he thinks it's probably a no-name VTuber.
Oh, okay.
So nobody from an anime, it would seem, because my weebs would know.
You could ask DRG.
We could.
So GuMiho scans to try and get the creep, but DRG has done a very good job of laying creep this game, so he kind of makes it in.
Hellbat, transition, acquired, robots ready to rock, banelings not here, centrifugal hooks not done.
16 on the way. I think this is going to be fairly easy for DRG to clean this up.
Splitting Hellbats is hard, it turns out.
It is. They're kind of slow.
Here we go.
And there's 20 banelings. That's a lot.
Okay, everyone dies. Thank you for coming, Bush.
The magic eraser.
Yeah. Banelings are a funny unit, because like if there's a few of them, they're good. But once they reach a certain threshold, it's just like, okay, everyone's dead, the end. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you have. Everybody dies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good unit, Baneling. You just have to have a lot of them to be a really, really good unit.
So GuMiho's going nuts on the Marine production, in the sense that he's got pretty much just Marines, 31 Marines, 4 Medivacs, getting more and more racks online, getting the 4th base on the way. 2-2 is already on the way for him as well, which is very nice. He's got an upgrade lead and will in the future this game. And now it's just a drop city.
Yep, got those Medivacs out, running. You're going to try to punish the Zerg for not having a Spire today.
And punish him he will.
Yeah, those, oh jeez. 6, 7 more drones go down, no biggie.
Okay, Baneling does get a decent connection.
And then right side attack says, okay, yeah, also don't engage here either. Run. See? This is the Cyril style of rebuffing attacks over and over and over again. It's not easy, but if you can do it, Terrans hate ya.
Yeah, GuMiho's already got some pretty good damage done with that drop. That sets back the Zerg quite a bit. 4th base getting up for the Terran. I love it when a Terran has powerful drops, but then also a powerful economy behind it.
Just play like GuMiho, huh?
GuMiho's looking good.
Because, like, I can definitely pull off the strong macro, and, like, attack, but doing both at the same time is what really sets the elite players apart. So Gu working on more Lings. That 2-2's on the way, won't be done for a while. 2-2 for GuMiho will finish up more quickly, so that's going to be a nice advantage for him for a bit.
They're moving forward. Widowmines are now in the equation. Those shots are going to go off. Pretty decent connections there.
Kill that Widowmine. There's two. Kill the Widowmines. The Overseers don't have speed. There we go.
Spoken like a true Zerg player.
God, you can't just let Widowmines hang out on the edge of your creep forever. That's terrible.
Okay, GuMiho moving on in. These Hellbats waddling behind some bio. There's a bit of Zerg here, but only 2 Banelings. So with the Hellbats, those Lings aren't going to stand a chance. GuMiho looking to maybe get this base. The Hellbats are actually going to be doing pretty good here, but the drop will be rebuffed.
Yeah, Banelings show up, party's over. Usually, oh, okay, that jeez. 2 drones down for about 5 or 6 Marines. Maybe not the best trade, but Gu had about 80 workers. He's down to 73 now, making some Hydras, getting a Hive up, going for muscular augments. That 2-2 finishing up for him, but 2-2 Marines and Marauders are here. Hellbat just trying to contribute as much as it can, gets wiped out by the sheer amount of Zerg here, though. And Gu, he's losing stuff, but he's definitely working hard and doing a better job defending this game, I think.
Yeah, if you want to get a good night's sleep, just play Zerg, guys, because I'm looking at what DRG is having to deal with right now, and it's like exhausting looking at it, just trying to deal with these constant attacks from GuMiho. Like, this is just nuts, how the Terran player is just constantly attacking, and DRG is mostly meeting him every step of the way.
Yeah, he's doing much better here. This looks more like Cyril style of the ZVT. Where he's handling the drops, he's taking some damage, but overall he's fine. He's at 80 workers, he's got a bunch of bases he's rolling with. Lurker Den finishing up, he's got a Hive now. So he's in a better position, and GuMiho hasn't been able to quite expand as freely as he was in the last game either.
No,
but man, Marines are just tearing through here. This base, nope, once again, more Lings. And there's the splits against the Banelings, which gives the Lings more surface area to surround on. And with their 2-2, that goes very well. And Hydras, if they're allowed to sit back and just fire away, not be the target of attacks, it's much better for them as well. Now the Lurkers are here. Lurkers have arrived. And that is like, GuMiho's like, okay, we're going to back it out here. I don't see ghost production from him at all. No, usually 12 minutes is when we start seeing that stuff, but maybe he can't really just rely on Marine Marauder Widowmine. I would say that's a mistake if he's going to try that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, because he's going to have the economy to make the Ghosts here. He's maxed out now. He's going to have to start dumping his money into extra CCs, into more production, and yeah, Ghosts eventually. And there we go. Ghosts on the way now.
There it is. Okay, 12:20. It's a little late. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I just love GuMiho's expansion positioning in this game, by the way. He just took another incredibly forward base. Like, just totally bypassed this one. Says, nope, this one.
Casually throwing up 4 extra barracks, you know, as you do.
It's a wall.
Yeah, that's what it is. Banelings have a real hard time getting through that. You know what I'd like to see here is some fungal, but
yeah,
the way GuMiho's clumping up his units. Ow, 2 queens down, 2 Widowmine shots.
Drops to the top left once again, continuing on. This is just non-stop aggression. DRG is so enclosed in his base. The creep does not expand or extend past his 4th base here, or his 5th base. He's just locked in, and the Terran has basically got free reign on the map. All this extra production getting up. There's going to be more and more CCs going up as time goes on. GuMiho wants to take this base. The Ling that DRG put here to deny this base is gonna shut that down. We also see Parasitic Bomb on these Medivacs, weakening them up. Hydra's going off creep, though. Is there going to be enough to push back this bile? I'm not sure. Ling's coming on in, may just save the day. And this could be a decent chunk of the Terran army going down.
Man, this is a great series. You picked some winners here today, man.
I try my best. Out of the 4 players who say yes, it's who's gonna have the best matchup. And yeah, both these guys looking pretty darn good, but GuMiho does seem to have a bit of the upper hand so far.
Widowmine connections, always good. Hard for a Widowmine to not pay for itself in its lifespan.
That's why it never hurts to make Widowmines.
Never. I tell you, I was watching GSL last week, watching one of the VODs, and Tastosis were talking about the incredible cost efficiency of Banelings, which is true.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most cost-efficient thing in the game. And then, no kidding, like 10 seconds later, a Zerg rolled about 20 Banelings into a Terran base, and 2 Widowmines killed all of them.
Oh, God.
And it was just like, huh. Widowmine's a lot of potential there. Speaking of which, Widowmine's watching that hatchery just get obliterated.
Okay, DRG's had enough, but look at all these ghosts around this planetary fortress. I don't think there's enough Banelings to crack this nut here. And what a position by GuMiho. Yeah, the Zerg going in towards the Terran third base might be his best bet. He's losing his own bases while this is going on. He's probably going to try and expand further north. He needs to get some good damage done here, but I'm not sure if he can, and he is very, very extended. GuMiho even bringing SCVs into the scrap, but the Zerg does move forward with some good blinding clouds. He's going to keep pushing. The Terran's bio is pretty clumped up. Another blinding cloud goes down. Lurkers burrowing on the front. Not a bad trade here from DRG.
Yeah, but he doesn't have enough to really end it here. He is attacking down in the south a little bit as well, but that looks like that got cleaned up at the same time.
Yeah,
so, I mean, these players just roundhouse attacks to each other here. Both around 150 supply, now 140 supply. And DRG, again, is forced off the front porch of GuMiho.
Yeah, and he lost 2 bases during that. His economy is 71 drones. The Terran can just drop mules, float over command centers. So yeah, he did some damage to the third base of GuMiho, which was good. But it's that thing, once the Zerg loses an engagement, they don't get to retreat when there's ghosts on the field. They just snipe pretty much everything. Oh my gosh. Banelings that were not meant to be.
At least you get a little bit of a refund, I guess? Silver lining?
Optimist.
Yeah, gotta be. 177, 152. GuMiho's supply block, but has a massive army value lead here and just kind of wandering around the south. I think this is GG.
Yeah, I don't think DRG can deal with this army at all. And even if he does, what economy does he have to fall back on? Okay, a battle's going on here. The Terran's bio is kind of stimmed. The ghosts do have to back up. So DRG holds on. You gotta give it to him. He's fighting hard today, but I don't know what he can do here, man.
No, I'm trying to look for a path forward for him here, and it's just like, maybe go Mutos next game? Like, I just don't know this lurker stuff that GuMiho's really struggling with it.
Yeah, Mutas or Infestors or something, maybe? Okay, he's going to try and get forward on top of this army. The Banelings are getting close, but it's off creep, so GuMiho can outrun them pretty much. The Banelings get some decent connections, but it's not enough.
Man, GuMiho on a mission today. That's a 2-0 against a pretty hot DRG. Power of Ghosts, power of Widowmines, and just... I mean, neck and neck on army value up until about the 16-minute mark, and then suddenly, bam, big decline in army value for the Zerg. GuMiho keeps it rolling, and that's game 2 in a nutshell.
Yeah, those were not bops either, those 2 games. That was just solid play, compounding over time.
All right, so we're on Hardwire, another incredible macro map. I wouldn't be shocked to see this one go 20 minutes or more as well. But yeah, maybe Mutos, maybe go for a Roach Ravager timing off of like 2.5 bases. I think DRG's got to do something different here.
Yeah, he does. Both players are ready. I certainly agree with you, though. It's got to be something different.
Like, GuMiho's got this strategy figured out. DRG's trying to do this whole same thing of Lingbane Queen defending into lurkers and then Viper support, and it's just not enough. GuMiho's taking advantage of the very little attacking that is being done, but also pressuring at the same time. So it's not like there's a ton of windows for Dongrego either. This is tough.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Like, GuMiho has had openings in, like, his bases have had exposed positions and stuff, but DRG just has not been able to counterattack because he's been defending nonstop. Anyway, it's the Towel Terran. He's looking good. It's GuMiho.
And bottom left, don't know who this anime picture is, but it's Dongrego.
Yeah, let's try and figure this out. Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, the background, like, doesn't make you think that it would be a VTuber, right? That looks like it's cut out of, like, a comic or something.
It does. But I don't know.
We will never know.
All right, so Dongrego, mix it up. Let's make some Mutalisks. Let's make some Roaches and Ravagers. I don't know. We got to change it up somehow, dude. Maybe some Burrowed Baneling Traps? Those are always good. Unless they're not, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that on Hardwire. It's a pretty big map.
There's nothing worse than having a Baneling trap set up, like 2 Burrowed Banelings on a ramp somewhere, and then you're watching this entire army of Terran walk over it, and then just, like, nothing happens.
Something is supposed to happen here, but it is not.
No, Zerg, just attention elsewhere the whole time.
GuMiho going for a reactor first, one civ again.
Yeah, more of that Hellion stuff based on that add-on for sure. Yeah, and GuMiho kind of taking it easy. If you're up 2-0 in a best of 5, you can kind of be forgiven for taking it a bit easy in game number 3.
Yeah, he's not really chilling though as he walks across the map with 6 Marines. 2
and some Hellion support. Ooh, and an armory on the way. This Hellbat.
It's like a
says
Hellbat
attack, to me.
but he's attacking before the armory is done.
He waits for a little bit.
Make the Zerg sweat and think it's a fake or something, but then it turns out to be a real attack. Okay. A drop and a run by. Or a drop and a Hellbat waddle, perhaps? There's that drop starting, but Lings are there to greet it, so I'm not sure it's going to be able to land successfully, but first thing to drop is that Hellion, which then transforms into a Hellbat.
Hellbat! Flamethrower enabled.
Oh god, the drone's running, gonna line up 2 so far.
Wow, that should have been a lot more dead workers.
Really
Incredible luck there.
It's not done just yet. Oh, 19 drones going down, the drop in the main. cleaning house too. Oh god, DRG.
Dong,
Today is
dong,
not your day, friends.
but 22 in the first. GG. Wow, never mind. No sitting back, no taking it easy.